episode on Laughs and Troubles podcast, YouTube channel, and podcast episode may at times cover sensitive topics, including but not limited to suicide, abuse, violence, severe mental illness, sex, drugs, alcohol, addiction, psychedelics, the use of plant medicines. You are advised to refrain from watching or listening to YouTube channel or podcast if you are likely to be offended or adversely impacted by any of these topics. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Laughs and Troubles.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back to our podcast. Welcome back to another episode. I hope you guys are all doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's get this shit started. Let's
get the
unwind
party on the road.
And let's get the party on the road. So as everyone knows, Beetlejuice movie already has been out in theaters for about a week, almost a week. It'll be a week on Thursday.
When this airs, it'll be a week.
Yeah, when this airs, it'll be a week. So it's been out for a week. I went to see the movie. You went to see the movie.
Yep.
We have some thoughts to put out there. So let's go right into this. Let's talk about how we feel about it. And do you want to go first?
I'm gonna let you go first. I will go first by saying.
Well, we can do it together. So, go ahead. What you're gonna say? Start by saying.
Wait. Why don't we do the count of 3 and you can either say impressed or not impressed? Does that work for you? Or no? Because you're somewhere in the middle, aren't you?
I'm in the middle.
Okay.
I'm in the middle. You weren't impressed.
Not at all.
Okay. So, what made you on the not impressed side?
Okay. So, I didn't think that the movie was terrible. Okay. I think that because Beetlejuice is one of my all-time favorite movies that I've watched over and over, and it was so good.
Right.
When it came out in 1988, that I had it on such a high pedestal that I expected, I guess, more. You know?
I can agree with that one as well. I can agree with expecting more. One thing I want to say, because I feel like there was a lot of confusion out there for some people. Obviously, we knew it wasn't like a redo. It wasn't a remake. There was a lot of people that thought that it was like a remake.
Yeah.
This is a part 2, you guys. So
a sequel.
It's a continuation of the first.
And let me just put this out here. I think that if this movie maybe came out in like 1990, I think it would have been cool. And I get that they wanted to keep it as original as possible for the nostalgia.
Yeah.
But, like, we're in 2024, and we have come so far to make things look more realistic to the eye that it was kind of funny but cheesy funny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think they were aiming more for the kids.
I think so.
The kid audience rather than us, the adults. They did have a little bit of like swears and stuff and things for adults, but it was still kid friendly. Like, you can take your kids to see this movie if they wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna tell you guys about my nitpicking of the movie because I have a few things. Number 1, the makeup should have been better.
But again, they were trying to stick with the old-fashioned ways.
Which is fine. Beetlejuice's makeup was phenomenal. I thought his, looked the same. He should look the same. I don't think his should have changed.
I think he looked the same pretty much. Almost.
His wife, the one with the staples, they could have made her staples look real. They could have made that slit down her face look real. It looked like I took a red fucking paint from Halloween and just went like this and drew little silver lines. I didn't care for that.
What kind of, what were they using? Is it CGI? Was that what they were using? Because they weren't using, like, anything that was, like, green screen or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
I think it was called CGI.
And then, what's the other guy? The actor, but he likes to be, like, kind of like the 007 type of guy.
Oh, the Winona Ryder's boyfriend?
No.
Lydia's boyfriend?
No. The guy from the Afterworld, what had like a little bit of the brain.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I forgot his name, but even his like makeup thing was just like. But I get it because kids were watching. Kids don't want to see like a brain and like nasty like blood and stuff. So I get kind of what they did, but I feel like it could have been a little better.
It looked like something we could get at a Halloween store, like type thing.
Yes, 100%. It just, I don't know. But I get it. They try to keep it family friendly, and I respect that because this is a movie that a family can sit down and watch.
Right, because I watched it in 1988 and I was only like 6 and I was obsessed with the movie. The only part that scared me was when they flipped open the shade to the like window in the hallway to the Lost Souls. And they showed them like floating.
Yeah,
that was the only thing that scared me during that time.
Yeah. I got scared by something, but I just can't remember what it was. Oh, the part that I didn't like was when the guy and the girl would stretch their faces to be like that, the weird like characters. Yeah. That scene scared me when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was a little freaked out about that scene a little. But besides the makeup, I feel like the songs they chose for it just wasn't as good as the first one.
I feel like the movie seemed rushed. The movie was only like an hour and 42 minutes long. I felt like the plot was kind of like predictable and kind of slow in the beginning.
Yeah.
I will say this. Jenna Ortega was just flawless. Like, not even judging her, like judging the movie, but watching her. She's just, and everything she does, she's so natural. She's so talented. Like,
can we talk about how beautiful this girl is? Oh my God,
she's gorgeous.
She has the most beautiful little nose
and the
ever.
Freckles.
She's so fucking
gorgeous.
cute. She's really adorable. She's and beautiful.
Mega talented.
Yes.
I just, I thought it was cheesy, like Lydia Dietz, her
man. Yeah, I didn't care for him.
But if I watched the movie in the 90s, it would have made sense. Because that's how things were. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
Maybe it's because back then I was 6 and now I'm 42. So when I'm watching it, it felt a little cheesy.
Did you wonder why Lydia's dad wasn't really in the movie?
I did.
Do you know why?
No. Did he die in real life?
He did not die in real life.
What happened?
He was accused for child pornography stuff, like
really.
I think it's like, I don't know if it's child exploitation, but it has to do with children. So because he had that case, he wasn't allowed to be.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. I had to look it up because I thought he was dead. I was like, wait. I'm like, they killed him off in the movies. There's got to be a reason,
right? There was some parts of the movies that I liked, and some parts that I was like, eh. Like when they went to the Soul Train and everybody was dancing. I love that. Me too.
You know what I wish they would have done? They should have, like, I get it that they kept it still in the 90s. I feel like they should, like you said, they should have been more in the future. But also, like the Shake Senora song, I feel like they should have did Pitbull's.
Oh, like the remake of that song?
Yes. You know how cool that would have been? And, like, Beetlejuice being silly and shit, like how he is. Like, I would have fucking loved that.
Now, you know what I did notice? That Michael Keaton, obviously, he's a lot older than what he was.
Yeah.
I feel like he brought as much energy as he could, but I don't feel like he was so hyper and, like, crazy like the original Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think because he's older, for sure.
Yeah. But he did an amazing job.
But he did so good.
Yeah. I'm stuck in between. I think I would have preferred a remake.
No.
I think I would have.
That movie could never be remade. I don't give a fuck who they hire.
You don't think so after all these years?
Nobody can do the Michael Keaton.
No. What if they did a remake with him as Beetlejuice? And with...
I mean, they could, but I just feel like that first one, there's just no way to, like, beat it.
But what if they did a remake?
That's like the Addams Family. It's already been made so many times, but this last time, that shit can never be remade again. The actor that they picked for Gomez, the Morticia, like, everybody in there was just so perfect that I just cannot. You cannot. I don't care who tries to play it. They're just never going to fucking...
What got me was I think that they put the best parts in the trailer, because when the first trailer came out, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And so, like, when the movie was over, I was just like,
that's it?
Huh, that's it.
I said the same thing.
But I think there's going to be a Beetlejuice because
I think so.
Yeah. And I'm still going to watch it.
And I'm excited.
I'm still a fan.
Me too. Another thing that I want to talk about. So the wife that he had, that she's, fucking looking for him and sucking people's souls. I did love what they did for her as a character and everything, but I feel like she didn't play her character to the fullest.
Yeah.
She could have done more. Danny DeVito had such a small role, and he killed it.
I love him.
He killed his small little fucking role. He killed it. He killed it, and she could have done the same thing with her role. I feel like she didn't give it all. Like, she was like, I don't know, like holding back a little bit. I feel like she needed to just give it all, and she didn't give it all.
So now that you said that about the father and the case and all that stuff and not being in the movie, I thought Delia, who's always been one of my favorite characters, I thought she was a little bit insensitive, like when he died.
Me
I
too.
was like, oh my God. Like, they just kind of was like, I had to cancel. He's going to be upset. And I'm just kind of like, oh, wow. Like,
yeah, like they didn't do her crying or like
no,
mourning.
it was kind of like.
kind of at the end, because she like got the snakes and then she she got bit and, well, she joined them.
Yeah.
But it's so funny how she was like so nonchalant, like when she found him and she's like, oh my God, talking to him. I would have been like, where's your head?
No, or when she called Lydia and was like, your dad's dead.
Yeah. Like,
but now maybe it makes more sense. Maybe they're just like, you know what?
But I did love how she was like,
character.
how she like tells Lydia, like, for all the shit you gave me as a teenager,
Yeah.
your gothic teenage self.
I love her.
Winona Ryder, she's such a good actress too. I think she did a good job. She still sounded the same.
She did. I thought she was okay. I wasn't really impressed. But again, I think that
there was so much she could do with that, what she was given.
Yeah.
I feel like they made her character kind of like
withdrawn a little bit.
Yeah. And yeah, like I feel like the character she was in the first movie to now, it was not the same.
No.
No. I feel like they should have kept her still like serious and just like, yeah, okay. Like, but I get it because she had to kind of soften up a little bit after having a child.
No, I get it.
So
it was just weird for me.
There was some stuff that I was just like, cringe, but
yes. Lydia's boyfriend cringe.
Oh my God.
So cringe. But anyways.
And in the beginning, before I knew that was her, like, man, I thought he was like a gay, like, director or some sort. I didn't think that was her man.
No, but clearly, right from the get, you can tell that he was just interested in her money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, 1 out of 10, being generous, I give it a 5.
Wow. I give it an 8. Just because of the acting skills, the fact that they still try to keep as many characters and not only that, but to put all this together in a short amount of time.
But did you know that Ortho died in real life?
Who's Ortho? The big
guy?
Yeah. No.
He did.
So is that why he wasn't in it?
Yes, he did. He did pass away. I looked it up immediately. I was like, but where's Ortho?
And what about the Asian girl that was at the table, too?
I don't know. Or the other couple, the blonde lady and her husband. I don't know.
I'm so sad to know that because he was awesome.
And the original Vieja with the football players, obviously she passed away because she was really old when it came out.
Beetlejuice took her position. He stole that shit.
Bob. What about Bob?
Oh my God, yes, Bob. I love
when
Bob.
he was dressed up as Beetlejuice. That was funny.
Here's the thing. I was thinking in the last movie at the end, Beetlejuice's head gets shrunken.
Yeah.
So was he in another dimension because Bob is him?
No, Bob was the original shrunken guy.
But there was a whole bunch of them. That looked like Bob.
Yeah, but
Bob looked like Beetlejuice the whole time.
But in the original movie, Bob had already had a shrunken head.
He did, but then there was Beetlejuice, and Bob looks like Beetlejuice, and all the other guys that. So I was just like, that part confused me because Beetlejuice should have been brought back with the shrunken head.
You think?
In the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning, maybe he could have done something where his head fucking blew back up, but he should have had the shrunken head still, because in the end of the movie, of the last one, and like, Lydia was able to like float and shit in the last one singing.
Yeah.
I thought she got like powers or some shit.
And I thought that the clip-on bangs was a bit noticeable on Lydia during the movie. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said. A lot of things they could have did better with like makeup and hair and I don't know, but I do have to say, Lucas is a smart ass fucking kid.
Why?
We were watching the movie and everything, and when what's her name? Lydia's daughter in the movie. What was her name in the movie? Not in real life.
I can't remember. Astrid.
Yep. Okay. When she goes to meet the kid that she meets in the tree house or whatever, she goes to his house because, it's Halloween. He wants to give out candy or whatever and hang out. When she goes back to his house with the bag of candy and stuff, and when she gets dropped off right in front of it and, they wave at him as she's going up, into the house, Lucas is like, "Is he a ghost?"
I missed that part.
You missed it?
I was fasting. I was on like a 72-hour fast.
Listen, I didn't notice any of it until he said it.
Well,
and when he said it, I was just like,
I ran to the bathroom.
I saw the book for the recently deceased, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "He is dead." He was next to me.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I had to run to the bathroom. I had to go pee, and so I mean, I was quick. I was running, but I think I missed that part. And when I came in, I saw that he was talking about the book, and he said, "Oh, I found it at a yard sale." So I missed that detail. But he is smart that he caught on to that.
He caught on to it way before I did, way before Nelson. I would have finally, when I would have caught, I was getting close to it was when they were in the room and it was giving me Casper vibes. You know when Casper and the girl were like dancing and they were floating? That's when I was like, they're going to float.
You know when I started suspecting it was like when he said hi to his mom and dad, but they didn't show their face. Like the mom was constantly
you know, it's crazy.
And the dad
I didn't
was
even think anything of it.
I thought, oh my God,
if
they turn around, I'm sure they have like some spooky face.
Yeah. I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like, I'm thinking the movie's just going to go on to like someone else that, you know, something's going to go down.
I didn't like how fake the piranha fish looked and Astrid's dad's just freaking flapping here.
I said the same thing, but like again, they made it kid friendly.
No, I get it.
Because if you have a movie that's all gruesome and bloody, like kids get a little freaked out, and kids don't want to see that, so they try to make it as like, they make it kind of look where kids can look at it, but also for us adults to enjoy. Like I said, when he creates these movies, this isn't a movie that's easy to create because you're trying to pull like different audiences,
right? And you're trying to be respectful to the original. Like I said, if this sequel came 2 years after the original, I might have loved it. Yeah. But I think that I'm very developed when it comes to movies like 30 years later.
I loved it at the end of the day. I think it was very creative. I think, you know, they could have done a little bit, but it was, again, the makeup, the hair, just certain details, but I mean, I'm not the producer. I'm not the one that was there hours and hours trying to figure this out and try to.
Yeah. It was cool. The people at the church when they looked at their phone and they just kind of got sucked in.
I like that.
That was cool.
I like that part. What I didn't like is how they did kind of like, you know how sometimes you go see like a play or something at a theater and they did like, I forgot what it's called.
It was like a musical.
Freeze. Yeah.
Like those flash mobs type thing.
Yeah, well, all of a sudden they freeze and it's almost like a person's having a flashback or something over there.
Yeah.
So that kind of gave me like theater.
It kind of gave me like the musical vibe. Yeah. And it's like, that's what I'm saying, that it was a little.
So I didn't care for the musical vibe part.
You know, Damien saw Beetlejuice on Broadway and he said it was amazing. And it's still on Broadway, so I want to go. He said if you didn't like the movie, you have to go see the play.
Looks like I'm going to go see the play and I'm going to the restaurant because I've been wanting to go to the restaurant for like 7 years.
No, we're going.
And have not gone.
We're planning as soon as we're done with this podcast.
But overall, again, she says a 5, but I get where she's coming from. I'm not going to sit there and get mad at anyone that really was disappointed.
Personal opinion.
Yeah, you know, and for me, I think it was an 8 because I put myself in like as an adult shoe, but I also put myself in children's shoes to like, you know, the visuals, the everything. I mean, clearly I took Lucas to go see it. He's 6 years old and he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it. He liked it. He was able to understand, which I was shocked because for a 6-year-old to kind of get it.
He comprehended it very well.
He did. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. You're smart.
He's gifted for sure.
I was like, wow. I'm like, you caught that before I could. So I was just blown away with that part. And I feel like every age group that goes to see it is going to enjoy a part of the movie.
Right.
The baby. I'm obsessed. I want one. I am going to search high and low for that. Yep. If it's an animatronic, whatever it is, that little fucking Beetlejuice baby, I want it. It was so fucking cute.
It was.
It was adorable. Oh, my goodness. I told Nelson, I was like, I want it. And I seen it somewhere where they were posting it that they were going to be selling it or something. And I said to him, I'm like, you better get it for me.
I do like how they kept the model homes table.
Yeah.
That nostalgia was cute. I liked that.
And did you see like her sculpture was like at her school and in front of their house? in the movie?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, the one that, remember in the first movie that Beetlejuice like puts them inside and then like
she
closes?
wrapped the whole house in like black netting.
That's actually cool.
For mourning.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me an idea. I like that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they do that somewhere else in a different country. I want to say maybe like
when somebody passes
England
away
or something. Yeah,
probably.
I gotta look into it because I could have sworn that's done somewhere. I don't know if it's a whole house, obviously, but they do cover with like that nice little, what's it called? Netting, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about this person that I've been seeing like go viral on TikTok, and he is a serial killer. His name is Wade Wilson, like Deadpool.
That's Deadpool's name, Wade Wilson?
The name, yeah,
that's reminding me of the character from Sonic, the officer Wade.
Wade Wilson is Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
And this guy, he pretty much was like this pretty boy guy, but he was like troubled. Mm-hmm. And he was a little hoe. He was a little man whore. Okay. And he also was like doing drugs, all that stuff, like that life, that street life, easy life, dirt, And so he had some girlfriend there, and I guess he ended up beating her ass. Then after beating her ass because he needed money for drugs or whatever, because he was getting mad because he wants to sell her phone. And she was saying no. So
is this recent, all this stuff, or is this older?
So when the murders and all this bullshit happened was back in 2018.
Okay, so not too far.
And so I forgot the name of his girlfriend at the time. I'm not gonna give you guys the full story. You guys can go look him up and look up the story. I'm just gonna give you guys little bits and highlights of like what I can remember. So he ended up obviously arguing with the girlfriend that he had at the time. I think her name was Mila, or I can't remember. There was so many girls. I'm telling you guys, he was a hoe. There was so many girls, and even in jail. Let me get to that girl. So he ended up, I think actually it wasn't Mila, because Mila was the one that was with him still. So it was another girl from before her. I don't know if her name was Catherine. I can't remember her name. Anyways, the girlfriend he had at that time, so he wanted to sell her phone. She said no. So what he did is he beat her and everything in the car. He stripped her down, pretty much hogtied her, raped her, and he traveled with her in the car like that for 4 hours from where they were in Florida to, I think it's something Coral, Florida. I don't know the names.
Cape Coral.
Cape Coral.
There you go.
Cape Coral, Florida. And when he got there, I guess he got what he wanted and everything. He fucking untied her, and she traveled that whole time naked in the back, hogtied, just with clothes thrown on her. And whatever, he let her go. He gave her the keys, and he left, and she went on her way, went back home.
And she didn't report this?
She did. She went home. When she got home, she reported his ass and everything like that. I wish I remember her name. I can't remember her name right now. So, after that, when he did that to her, he went into that town, and he went to the bar. He met some girl there at the bar. He went home with her.
Jeez.
And he ended up beating her ass.
Just meeting her?
That night. He beat her ass that night. He strangled her. So he killed her. Yeah, he killed her.
Oh my God. And it's almost like se quitó with somebody else because he let the other one go and he had a lot of anger and rage.
Well, the drugs. Well, he probably does have anger and rage. Who knows? But he got the money for his drug. He probably took the drug and just kept on with that, like, high and that, like, feeling like he's so superior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he ended up, like, he met that girl at a club or whatever, or, the bar or the club, went home with her, and he beat her. He pretty much strangled her. She died, and when she died, he tried to like roll her up in like, I don't know if it was a carpet or like sheets, and then I'm
assuming this was her place.
This was at her place. So after he kills her, he takes her car, robs her car, and goes driving around. he's like calling his father, telling him that he killed some chick or whatever. Like his father knew that he had like a little bit of issues, like his biological father.
Mm-hmm.
He was adopted. So his biological father did not raise him, or his
Okay.
biological mom. He was adopted, so he was raised up with foster parents, or adoptive parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as he got older is when he finally had a relationship with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So his dad knew he had issues, and he was like, oh yeah, he was a great storyteller. So he was
He
just
didn't
like,
believe
at
him?
first he didn't believe him.
He probably thought he was on drugs and he was on a high, and he's like, okay.
Yep. So I guess then after, when he started calling his dad back to explain to him what, like, well, then after that, he hung up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes about his way. He's going around looking for people, trying to get money, because he's trying to flee. He's trying to be out, because
Wow.
he killed somebody.
But he doesn't even live there, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
So after that, I believe he goes and asks some chick for directions. This girl gets in his car.
Idiot.
And
No,
he strangles her.
Okay. No, she's not an idiot. I didn't know she was going to die. But don't go in somebody's car you don't know.
Ever.
That was a bad move.
She went in the car. She was like, I guess, I don't know if she was walking to work or walking home from work. One of the two, but he like got her attention.
2018. This is not 1980.
Yeah. So he strangled her in the car, and then he dumped her. And then I guess he realized she was still alive, like moving. So he ran her over with the car.
Oh my God.
A few
This
times.
is horrendous.
Yes. So after that, he left the scene. I guess he rode around, and cops had stopped him because he was in the first chick's car. And I guess her friend reported her, like, I haven't heard from her all day. Please, someone do a wellness check. And they saw that he had the car, and they, like, questioned him or whatever. But I think they let him go because he probably gave him a sorry-ass excuse.
That's
like,
probably because they did not find her body yet.
And not only that, but he was a very good manipulator of how to talk and how to, like... So,
He's a swindler.
Yep. So after he killed that second girl, he goes to some neighborhood, breaks into a house. Thank God that the people that lived in that house weren't there. They left that weekend to go, I don't know, I think it was like Vermont or something, on a quick little weekend vacation. So he went in their house, he showered, he drank beers, I think White Claws, ate something. And while he was there, he called his father again.
He just made himself at home in some stranger's house.
Yeah. He even put clothes on. The guy that lived there, he used his clothes, put it on.
This is creepy. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So then, while he was there, he called his dad, and that's when he started to give more details to his dad. I killed another woman. He's like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. Please send me money or send me an Uber to get me from here somewhere else. I have to flee. Like, he needed to leave. And
please don't tell me the dad actually did that.
When he called his dad that time, and he was like, he went into detail about what he did about the first girl. He's like, yeah, but I think her body went into when they stiffen.
Rigor mortis.
So he's like, I couldn't stuff her in the trunk.
Wow.
So he just left her there. And then...
So whoever goes to her apartment's going to find her immediately.
Yes. But he left her wrapped up. So then the second girl, he was saying how he everything he did. He strangled her. He fucking... I believe he stabbed her. And he beat her ass too. And then he was like, I ran her over because I noticed she was still breathing. And I couldn't have that. And he was like, and I just kept riding over her until she looked like spaghetti. The fact that he used that as a description, I was like, wow.
Horrid.
Wow. So when the dad started to hear this, like where he was going to detail, and he almost wanted his dad to be like, oh, wow, like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, to like, be in it. So his dad was just like, fuck, like.
He wanted his dad to be like his hype man.
Yes. Yeah. But his dad was like, hell no, he got issues. Like, this kid. So what he did was, yeah, I'm gonna get you an Uber. I'm gonna get you an Uber. Just wait right there, whatever.
Uber cops.
He was like, I think he lied to him. Maybe he said he was ordering the Uber from his phone to get to him. And what he did was he contacted the cops. He contacted like the big people.
He did a good thing.
And he let them know. So he waited there, and they showed up there like they were the Uber and whatever, and they took his ass. But that is crazy. So then this guy is behind bars, and at that time, I think they arrested him, and he might have came out of jail, and then he had another girlfriend named Mila.
Wait, How do you arrest somebody for 2 murders and you're out of jail? Were they waiting for trial? Like,
Or he had two girlfriends. Like, I'm telling you, I'm so confused because there was so many girls. I think he had more than one relationship, honestly. So he had a girl named Mila. Then there was one that was, I forgot her name, but all these girls are just crazy. And so while he's in jail, this guy, they have video calls of him talking to different chicks. He has
chicks that know why he's in jail?
Yeah.
Are these chicks so brainwashed that they think that, like, it wouldn't happen to them? That they could, like, fix him? That
Do they think he's coming out? Like, how can
Right.
you have a relationship with someone that's not coming out?
Right. Well, I mean, there are conjugal visits and stuff like that, but,
But
like...
isn't conjugal only if you're married?
Right, but you could still marry somebody while they're in prison and just ask Gypsy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So apparently he's talking to some chick that her name is Christine or Christy. I know that one. And they're talking and stuff, and she's like talking shit about like his other ex-girlfriend Mila, and oh, that bitch, she's fucking this, fucking that, with her fake ass. She's fake with her fake fucking lips, fake this, fake a blonde girl. Like, you could tell she is very like.
Wait, wasn't that other girl dead by when she was making those comments?
No, the girl she's
Oh.
talking about is his ex-girlfriend, the
Okay.
ones that like reported him for beating on them and stuff. Because like there's videos of him beating on like his girl, like before all that everything happened. Like I think her tooth came out, everything. It was
Oh my
bad.
goodness.
Yeah.
What a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh geez, sorry. Speaking of psychopaths,
Wait, but let me
go
continue.
ahead, finish.
So on top of him having girlfriends and like the video call's been recorded, he called that Mila chick and he's like, the way he would talk to them is like, listen. So, and she's like calling him by his name. She's like, I don't know, Wade. Why would you do that, Wade? Like, she's just so like, you can tell that she's like petrified. She's just like shocked. Like, she can't believe it.
Well, is he in jail at this point or no?
Yeah, he's in jail at this point, and she's just like, why would you do those things? Are you crazy? Like, she's like, that could have been me. One of those girls could have been me.
It most certainly would have been you if he was out.
Yeah. And he's like, no. And he kept calling her baby, baby, baby. And then, like, she kept calling him Wade. And he's like, don't call me Wade. Don't call me babe. Don't call me Wade. Call me babe. Call me babe. And it's just like, and she's like, I can't. And then he's talking to that other chick now because he cut ties with the other girl because she talked to like the media and like just put everything out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then his dad, there's like a call with his dad too that had me so fucking confused because he's like, what is it with you and Mila? Are you guys together?
The dad he raised or the biological
Biological, dad? I think. I don't know if it's the biological dad or if it's his adoptive dad, but I know that there was a call between him and his dad. I don't know if it's, I think it has to be his adoptive dad, not the biological, because I think he cut ties with him too. But it says his father, and it's, he's like, oh, what is it with you and Mila? Are you guys together? Because she's out here, talking to the press, saying this. She calls you a monster. And so he's like playing like what the news is saying and everything like that for Wade over the phone. And then in between, like, once she calls him a monster and when they keep on talking about everything, he's like, all right. He's like, that's enough. I don't need to listen to the whole thing. He's like, yeah, she's cut off or whatever. And come to find out, he also has a lover that's a man.
In prison or outside of prison?
Outside, because there's phone calls.
This just keeps
and he's
getting
telling the guy
weirder and weirder.
Yeah, so apparently he must be bisexual.
Okay.
But like, what's sad is he was a beautiful guy. So, like Ted Bundy. Like,
I was just gonna say that
this is like another Ted Bundy case.
I'm gonna have to look into it or watch it.
Yeah. So there is no documentary on Wade Wilson yet, but he became big all over TikTok. Girls were like goo goo gagaing over him. Like,
well, that's what I meant. I'm gonna go on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
and see.
And like he's behind bars. Most likely he's gonna have a documentary. There's probably gonna be girls. So he's went to court and everything, and he did get the death penalty.
Okay.
In Florida.
Okay.
They usually, I guess, don't do the death penalty, but unless like there's a certain amount, I think you need 8 out of 12 of the jurors to say yes, and then you get it.
But even though you get the death penalty, some people are on death row for 20 plus years.
So he is on death row now. But what's funny is I was looking at watching like the last like court case, and after they said, death and whatever, his lawyers were like, well, Wade would like to get to the, what is it called? Not the death chamber, but as soon as possible.
Oh.
So he doesn't want to wait. He wants to be done.
He wants the easy way out.
Yep.
He doesn't want to sit there and suffer and think.
But he got all these girlfriends on the phone talking about kiss me through the phone.
Ew.
And then they're like, oh, you remember that song? I'm just like, these conversations.
I feel like some people, some of these women might not be mentally stable themselves.
No, the girl that's with him, that Christine or Christy chick, she got out of jail not too long ago. So she's a fucking jailbird herself.
Right.
But like to have that mentality, oh yeah, I'm with a fucking serial killer.
Like, wouldn't you be scared to be dating a serial killer?
Well, not if he's behind bars. You're getting publicity. That's all it is.
Yeah, but for instance, say they get married and they have a conjugal visit and he chokes her and kills her in the room. Unless there's unless there's camera. Seriously.
She's like, choke me, baby, choke me.
You know what? I'm even sorry I brought that up. That's
not even funny, but I'm sorry. It's not funny, but just the thought of like, yeah, choke me out. And he's just like...
That's because some people are so stupid and they only go on looks and attraction to that person.
But the thing is that he was attractive, but as he went into jail, because he did time before they tried him, found him guilty for the murders. Mm-hmm. Because I think he did it in like... And he was arrested for some other shit. I think the only thing at first was probably like, because he had other cases. I want to say it was probably like robberies and stuff that he did.
Or assault and battery, maybe.
Yeah. So he already had a case. In that case, he ended up beating it. He was someone who was in and out of jail, pretty much.
So jail aged him.
But while he was in jail, no, he started getting tattoos. So he got a tattoo on his face that he looks like Jack Skeleton. Like, he has, like, the line that goes like this, and then it's, like, lines.
Okay, that's creepy.
So it's, like, a smile.
It's, like, his own version of being a joker and a murderer.
Like, his face was covered in tattoos.
I have to watch
Like, he went from, like, no tattoos to, like, tattoos all over the place.
He's evil.
And, but just the way he charms the women, like, women really think that he's... And this poor guy that has a relationship with him, clearly, the guy sounds like an older man. Like, he's older. And it's like, you're getting used. Like, he's using you for that fucking commission or whatever it's called. Commissary. Yeah. That's a commission.
He wants to get that ramen
that commissary. Noodles. Like, he's using that money for commissary and to call other women. And
right. Make phone calls.
Well,
speaking of psychopaths, back to Scott Peterson, who decided to break his silence 20 years later.
I can't believe it's been 20 years.
Yeah. And so you know how they had the American Murder Lacey Peterson on Netflix that I had watched?
Yes.
Well, now there is a 3-episode series on Peacock called Face to Face with Scott Peterson. And, his team is trying to win a new trial by finding new evidence. Apparently, a piece of duct tape was found on her pants. So he's basically saying with this new DNA evidence, it's going to get him off the hook. That he's not the one that murdered his family. To me, I believe he murdered his family. To me, I believe that his family is in denial. Mm-hmm. And so, as much as I don't even want to hear what he has to say, I'm still going to watch it just to see the BS that's going to come out of his mouth. And I'm going to report it to you guys next week.
Please do, because that is interesting. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he thinks. So, like, if he didn't do it, then he sent someone else to do it?
But 20 years later, like, are you breaking your silence now? Because that came out on Netflix where she was the center of that Netflix show?
Yeah.
Or, are you getting paid to do this so that it can help you with your legal costs? I already said his sister got him off of death row.
I can't believe that shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe that shit.
You know, it's kind of like when we were talking about the Selena and the Yolanda thing.
I was just going to say, that reminds me of the Yolanda when she was really coming out here. Like, even her family was out here, like, saying, oh, she didn't do it. She's innocent. Mm-hmm. She's got proof. She still, to this day, talks about she got proof that she didn't do it. She didn't kill her. Baby, you're behind bars for a reason.
Yeah, but I think she did that because she's coming out. and she was trying to.
No, but when she said she didn't do it, that was like back in the 90s. I think it was like 1998.
Right.
When she did this whole interview with
Maria
Celeste, and she was like talking about she didn't do it. She got proof. Her one day she's gonna be able to prove it to everybody. Blah blah blah, and we're still here waiting, and she's still in jail.
Right. So
I don't believe shit that she says. That's when she started to blame Selena's father, trying to say that he's the one that did it, that he's the one that killed her.
I just feel like after hearing certain details on that Netflix show for Lacey Peterson, like even when they were at the bay where he supposedly was fishing months prior on Christmas Eve, he showed up there. They had a GPS tracker on his phone. He showed up there from a distance to watch and see if they found anything. Like, why are you showing up there? Like, what is your concern?
He wanted to just make sure. To make sure they didn't find her body.
I don't believe that he has a standing chance.
When I hear about all these, like, murderers or, I don't know, serial killers, I don't know what to call them at this point. Because serial killers are someone who keeps killing, but then these people that kill, like, their spouses are murderers. It's like, during those times, I kind of think about, like, what if there was a vigilante?
He's trying to blame it on the people that were robbing the house across the street. They were, like, druggies, and they were robbing the house. Something about, like, a mattress that was, like, burned and stuff like that. So now that's his case, too. Like, he's trying to say that he didn't do it, but I believe he 100% did it. But we'll talk about it next week after I watch it.
We're going to have to talk about it because that is a very important case. And I feel like she's getting her justice for everything he did. And for her baby. So he deserves to be in jail. And he's lucky he's not in death row. I just hope that these people that, like, go on these killing sprees or whatever the fuck goes on, like, get some help, bro. Get on some medication, something. You're not okay. If you're thinking about hurting someone or yourself, you're not okay. You have to go and get help. Like, it just sucks because, you know, you go and do something as take someone's life and you're ruining your life.
Yeah.
Your life is ruined after that. You took someone's life, you ruined the family's life, and now you're ruining your own.
No, and these domestic violence cases and these murders, like there was a show on Netflix called Worst Roommate Ever, but they just aired one called Worst Ex Ever, and it was the same thing. It was like a person that mentally was not stable, and it was domestic violence, but then turned out to be killing. Yeah. It's very scary.
But yeah, so I recently went back to go get my lips retouched, and I think now I'm done.
They look great.
They do.
They look natural.
Really good. I'm very happy with my results. I have to say the ride there, though, oh my God, it's a long ride because obviously it's in Fall River. So we're just like chilling. And if you guys follow me, you guys saw in the stories how we had like the windows on in the car because it's great. And, you know, when it's not too hot outside, we love to put the windows down. But don't you hate, like, that day my hair was blow dried and all like nice. Don't you hate, like, when the windows are all down and like the wind is blowing, your hair is just like,
I
like
100%.
You're like this.
I
like, I hate that.
I 100% hate that. It starts tickling your face. I get all mad. You try to tuck it behind your ear. And it like flies back.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm okay if my hair is like wrapped up.
Me too. If my hair's up, then I'm fine. But when it's down and I have it on ice, like, I'm like...
Or when they don't even warn you, like you're driving, the AC's on, all of a sudden the window opens full blast. I'm in a fucking cyclone. I don't even know what hit me. I'm like this. It stuck to my nose ring. Like, no, I pet peeve. Hate it.
It's terrible. I was so annoyed, but it felt good. But I'm like trying to hold my hand and it's just like all over the place. Yeah. And it's so annoying. That's why I don't do, like, I don't think I could ever do like a convertible car.
Right.
Even
though they make it look cool, like in the movies, and the wind's blowing, your hair's back. And
and then all of a sudden you be driving, when you hit a red light, it's like, I can't do that shit. I can't.
I mean, maybe it's not so bad when you have a convertible. Maybe it just like creates a vortex in the car.
I've been in a convertible and it's not fun. My hair was all over the place.
Okay. Yeah, I hate that.
because my cousin Golo had a convertible, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot where I was." He was like, "Oh, I'll give you a ride home." And I was like, "All right." And he gives me a ride home. He goes on the highway. Forget it.
Yeah.
My hair was done. It was done.
I don't mind it, like I said, if my hair is up or I have like a headband or sunglasses. It's just I get so annoyed when the hair's whipping across my face. Makes me angry.
Yeah, Nelson laughs. He's just like, I hate that. Does anyone else deal with that? How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys like convertible cars? Do you guys like putting your windows down in the car when your hair's like freshly blow dried? Or do you guys just, or even when your hair is down, it doesn't even have to be freshly blow dried.
It's
it could
just
be
the
down.
strands of hair getting stuck across your eyes, on your lips and stuff.
And then if you have lip gloss, it's like stuck to hate that shit.
Choking you out. You're like trying to pull it off your neck.
Yeah. I don't like that shit at all. Also, tell us what you guys think about the Beetlejuice movie. I completely forgot to ask you guys, like, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Would you guys recommend it to people? And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Bring your kids. I think your kids would enjoy it. And
there's no right or wrong answer. It's just your own personal opinion. You know what I mean? I'm sure some hardcore fans are like, I don't know what you're talking about. It was great. That's fine. It was great for you, but I didn't feel it for me. Right. You know what I mean?
And I don't know how my hair looks now because that's just went wild.
It looks beautiful. It looks all nice.
I did, yeah, but I feel like it's getting frizzy because all I did was just like blow dry it really quick. I didn't do nothing special to it. I just quickly threw sign on my face, threw my hair. Not threw it up. I didn't throw it up, but I just blow dried it really quick.
I gave no effort at all, people. I'm sorry. Not today. Today I was so busy. This is what you get. This is it. Sorry.
And then when she tries, she be looking all on here. Yeah, so I can't believe that school's been pretty much in session for like 2 weeks. And Lucas already has missed school because of getting sick.
I've heard the same thing. It's going around. Yep.
Last week he got sick with the stomach bug or whatever it was because he didn't throw up like all night or anything. It's crazy because it was the same day that I got my my follow-up appointment for my lips, and we picked him up early from school, dropped him off with my mom, so we head on over to Fall River, and as I'm sitting on the chair with my lips numb, I get a phone call, and it's my mom. She's like, hello. She's like, he's throwing up, and he's crying. He's like, in the back because he hates throwing up.
Ugh, yeah.
So,
I don't blame him.
Great. So then after that, he didn't go to school Thursday. He didn't go to school Friday.
But he's feeling better now?
He's better, yeah. It's just, he threw up just that time, but then he ended up getting diarrhea. And
you can't send him to school like that, even if he feels a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I will not send him to school like that. And he had a bit of a fever as well, so I was just like, I'm not going to send him.
So it was definitely viral.
Yeah, and then Friday, Friday he was better, but I just wanted to make sure. I'm that type of parent because I know when a person has a stomach bug, it lasts in your system 3 days. You could feel better the next day after vomiting. You still have that bug, that virus in your body for 3 days. So you're still contagious. Even though you feel better, you'll go out in public, you're going to get someone sick. So I'm very mindful. Okay?
It's so hard. There's no avoiding it. Some people might avoid the stomach bug. Some people might get the flu. Some people might avoid the flu. Some people might get COVID. Like, it's the season.
My God. Last year, I don't want to relive that again. Just give me, pick and choose one. That's it. But yeah, I didn't really get sick, so thank God this time when he got sick. Last year, I did. Yeah. He ended up coming home with a stomach bug. I got sick. Jaylee got sick. It was terrible.
But your immunity probably is strong right now.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm taking my CMOS again. I started my CMOS, so let's hope we're good.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's going to conclude our episode for today. It's short, I think, and simple, but we will be back next week with another episode. Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment down below, not like and subscribe. Well, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, but rate and like on Spotify. And is there anything you would like to say?
Yes. Take care and be well, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.